Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Dan and I recently took our grandsons on a long weekend camping trip to the Harrisonburg, Shenandoah Valley KOA in Virginia. And today I want to share our honest destination review. We'll show you around the campground, we'll talk about what we loved and a couple things we didn't, and we'll give you some recommendations for some amazing places nearby, including great pizza, local craft beer, homemade ice cream, and a beautiful Lavender farm and winery, and even a stop to Buc-ee's. If you're thinking about camping in the Shenandoah Valley, hopefully this video will help you decide if this destination is worth adding to your list. Before we jump in, I do want to mention that this video is not sponsored. We paid for this trip ourselves, and as always, these are our honest opinions. The Harrisonburg Shenandoah Valley KOA is located about 4 miles off Interstate 81 at exit 257. Once you leave the interstate, you will take a beautiful winding country road that leads directly to the campground. Now, when we first started driving on that road, Dan and I both wondered how larger RVs would handle it. We tow a travel trailer and we had absolutely no problems, but we were curious about the big rigs. Once we arrived, we saw several Class A motorhomes and larger fifth wheels throughout the campground. So clearly, it's a route that people travel all the time without issue. According to the campground, they can accommodate rigs that are up to 75 feet with pull-through sites that are up to about 90 feet long. If you're new to driving a larger RV, I would probably recommend giving them a quick call beforehand just so you know what to expect. Our first impression was just how friendly everyone was. After checking in, one of the staff members personally escorted us to our campsite, which is always appreciated when you're visiting somewhere new. Throughout our stay, everyone we encountered was welcoming and just super helpful. Another nice perk was that trash pickup was included, so we never had to haul garbage to a dumpster ourselves, and our site included free Wi-Fi and cable television. The campground will even deliver firewood and food directly to your campsite during normal business hours, which is a really convenient touch. I also checked out the bathrooms during our stay, and I have to tell you, they were very well cleaned and maintained. Now, there is plenty here to keep families busy. The campground has a swimming pool, playground, hiking trails, games, scheduled activities on weekends. There's just a lot to do. There's even a fishing pond on site. And rather than list every single amenity, what I'm going to do is link to the campground's website in the description area of this video so that you can explore those on your own. One thing I really liked is the campground's location. You're only about 45 minutes from Shenandoah National Park and Skyline Drive, close to the Madison Resort, Civil War battlefields, breweries, wineries, caverns, hiking trails, and historic downtown Harrisonburg. There is honestly enough to keep you busy for an entire week. We stayed in one of their full hookup KOA patio sites. Our site included a spacious deck with a table for 4, a gas grill, a fire pit, 2 Adirondack chairs, and one of my favorite features was a glider swing. It was just perfect for relaxing in the evenings. Everything was well maintained, cleaned, and spacious. The only drawback for us was that our particular site did not have much grass, which made setting up our portable dog fence a little bit challenging. That wasn't a deal breaker by any means, but if you travel with dogs like we do, it's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, we really enjoyed the site. If you don't own an RV, don't let that stop you from visiting. This campground also offers deluxe cabins, camping cabins, tent sites, and even a fully equipped travel trailer rental called the Beehive. So there are accommodations for just about every style of camper. One thing really stood out to us during this trip: the peace and quiet. This has honestly been one of the quietest campgrounds we've stayed at. Even though there were families with children and plenty of dogs around the campground, it never felt noisy. I think the heavily wooded setting helps absorb a lot of that sound, and it made for a very relaxing weekend. If you're looking for a campground where you can just truly unwind, this one definitely checks that box. On our first full day there, we headed into historic downtown Harrisonburg. Since this was our first visit, we really just wanted to explore that area and get a feel for the town. We stopped by the visitor center, picked up a map, and did a self-guided walking tour of that downtown area. Because we had our dogs with us, we were just happy to discover that many of the restaurants and businesses had dog-friendly outdoor seating. Harrisonburg is known as the Friendly City, and after spending the day there, we completely understand why. The downtown area is incredibly walkable. It's full of beautiful historic architecture, murals, locally owned shops, breweries, and great restaurants. It is also home to James Madison University, so it has a fun college town atmosphere while still feeling relaxed and welcoming. For lunch, we stopped at Little Italy Pizza. Since dogs were not allowed inside this location, we ordered everything to go and we headed over to the James Madison University campus for a picnic. The pizza was excellent, the crust had just the right amount of crispness, and the garlic breadsticks disappeared almost immediately thanks to our grandsons. If you're looking for a casual lunch while you're in town, we would definitely recommend it. Later that afternoon, we stopped at Pale Fire Brewing and we picked up a couple 4-packs to enjoy back at the campground. There's just something about sitting around a campfire with a local craft beer after a full day of exploring. I've tried a couple of their beers so far and both were excellent. Definitely worth a stop if you enjoy local breweries. And of course, you can't end a summer day without ice cream. We stopped at Kline's Dairy Bar on Wolf Street. They have been making fresh ice cream daily since 1943, and every single one of us loved it. If you're anywhere near Harrisonburg, definitely put this one on your list. And yes, it's summertime, so we did make the obligatory stop at Buc-ee's in Mount Crawford. If you're a Buc-ee's fan, you'll definitely want to check it out. This was Virginia's first Buc-ee's location, and it's exactly what you would expect. Huge, spotless, and packed with everything from beaver nuggets to barbecue and enough snacks to last an entire camping season. Our second day was much more relaxed. We spent the afternoon at White Oak Lavender Farm and Purple Wolf Vineyard. This ended up being one of our favorite stops of the trip. The property is absolutely beautiful. It's peaceful, beautifully landscaped, and just a wonderful place to slow down for a few hours. The boys grabbed some pulled chicken nachos that they said were really good. I ordered a wine flight while Dan enjoyed a glass of Cabernet. We were both pleasantly surprised by how much we enjoyed the wines. In fact, I ended up bringing 3 bottles home. I also picked up a 6-pack of their Lavender beer that I am still saving for a special occasion. We'll be opening that soon though. And there was plenty of outdoor seating, live music during our visit, and even a really fun gift shop with everything from lavender soaps to plants that you can actually take home and grow yourself. Even if wine isn't really your thing, I still think it's worth visiting just for the atmosphere. And they also had ciders available too, if you're a cider person. Our overall thoughts, would we come back? Absolutely. This campground gave us exactly what we were looking for, a peaceful place to relax while still being close to so many fun things to do. If I had to give it a rating, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10. The staff were wonderful. The campground was clean and quiet. The location was excellent, and there were plenty of nearby attractions to keep us busy. The only minor downside for us was the lack of grass at our particular campsite for our dog fence, but that's something that will vary depending on which site you reserve. 3 nights simply was not enough, but it's what we had. There were still wineries, caverns, hiking trails, Skyline Drive, Shenandoah National Park, and so many other places that we would love to explore. I know we'll be back to check those out as well. If you're planning a camping trip to the Shenandoah Valley, we definitely recommend putting the Harrisonburg Shenandoah Valley KOA on your list. If you stayed here before, let us know your favorite things to do in that area down in the comments. We would love to have some ideas for our next visit. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss future campground reviews, RV tips, and camping adventures. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes.